Hickok 45 here with our classic Marlin lever action rifle. And aren't they beautiful? It's a JM model, belongs to John. Yeah, I've turned him into a lever action fan. Yep, 4570. It's called the Cowboy Limited III. Special run by Davidson's back in 1999. That's in the last century. Y'all, really it is. And 99 puts it safely in the JM period. And it's an octagonal barrel. It's a cowboy version. You know, I like those, so I might just steal this from John. It's magazines loaded with some 4570 rounds. We've got a clear chamber, but we're going to remedy that problem here pretty quickly. I just wanted you to see it in its original glory before I put the extender on the back. Okay, isn't it pretty? So I'm going to ugly it up a little bit, give me a little more length. There we go. It's got an 18.5-inch barrel. Some of you are probably envious already, because there's nothing like a cowboy model Marlin lever gun, especially a JM model, in any length or any configuration, right? This is one of 1,000, right? So let's hit something that I could only hit 1 out of 1,000 rounds, like one of those. I knew that would happen. I knowed it. Oh, let's ring the gong. Oh boy, look at him shake. And waddle around. Let's try it red plate on the left. Probably went low. That round didn't have enough powder in it. It was empty. It holds what, 5 + 1, which is 6. So yeah, pretty cool gun. And a great find on John's part, no doubt about that. You know, the full magazine. Wow, nice configuration. Gosh, 4570. You know, you fired it because it's not all that heavy. You know, I have the I have the 95, kind of like this, in a limited 2. I guess it's 24-inch barrel, I suppose. 24 or 6, one or the other. And I noticed an additional recoil with it. You know, over my 1886s and some of my other 4570s. So you're going to get a little more recoil with these, but boy, are they handy. Is that nice? And this one it's a limited edition. Well, it's a Cowboy Limited III. You got the 3 eyes there once, and then you've got the serial number 536, which means it is 536 out of 1,000. That's how they serial numbered them, just for your information. Made for Davidson's. And they had a lot of runs made for them, special runs. I got to looking that up. I got the STP, which was one of them, you know, the stainless one that so many of you always trying to buy from me. It's got this has an 18.5-inch barrel. It has a 16 1/4 or something like that. It's even a shorter barrel. But, you know, the guns that we all wish Marlin would have made then and would still make, and of course, we all have our favorite configurations. And how many times have you said that with a rifle or a handgun? Oh, I like this rifle. I wish they'd make it in a 26-inch barrel or in a 18-inch barrel, whatever it is. And sometimes they do, but then sometimes it requires some major distributor, someone like Davidson's or Talo, to, you know, just do a special run. Say, look, we know we can sell this gun in a 3-inch barrel, whatever it might be. In fact, there's a lot of 44 specials or magnums out there like that, you know, and Smith & Wessons. You go on online auctions, you see them, you know, for sale. They're expensive, but it'll be like a Talo or some distributor, special, Lou Horton, you know, something special run, 3-inch barrel on this 44 special or something like that. Things that many of us like, you know. So thankfully somebody does that, and that's what happened here. So those were some of my hand loads I was firing. Let's fire. Yeah, with the hammer down. I already shot the green thing, didn't I? I was going to save that. Oh, there's a gallon jug. Let's put a hammer down on it. I think it took care of it. How about this 2-liter? Oh man, I shook off the. Let's hammer down the gong. right, we hammered him. We have one more, so let's see if we can hammer down the buffalo over there. Boom! I think I went high. We'll get him yet. Yeah, I just shot the thing about 3 times before we did the video, but the sights seemed like they were on close enough for government work. Speaking of 4570, get the joke? Wasn't that funny? So yeah, it was a government cartridge for new shooters, and you know, the 4570 government, adopted by the U.S. Back in the day, 1873. I remember it well. So Purdy gun. I think it says right on the barrel, 1895 limited 3. Okay, 4570. And this one is in its you know, birth condition. Basically, you know, so you know, most of the Marlins I bring out, you see Skinner sights on them, and that kind of thing. Yeah, that's about, yeah, I guess the only modification I do, unless I fix the safety issue. But John will probably eventually put Skinner sights on this one. Although I can see that sight better than I expected. I don't know. Sometimes I think the worse my eyes get, the better I can see some sights. But you got different sight radius with barrel length, imagine that. So that's always something to consider. We could do a whole video or 2 or 3 or 4 on barrel length, couldn't we? Talking about barrel length. Shorter barrels are really cool. Handier firearm, of course. Look cool and everything. Some of the disadvantages are it's going to hold fewer rounds, even if your mag goes all the way to the end of the barrel. Yeah, do I have to explain that? And you might get a little more recoil. You know, and then you have a shorter sight radius, but yeah, shoot fine for most things, especially things you would be using a lever gun for. All right, so let's just shoot some power shock. See if we can shock some targets out. This because it's a special run. We were just talking about that before the video. You know, Marlins are Marlins. They're working, kind of a working man's gun, quote unquote. Sorry, ladies, but they're meant for you all too. But when you're doing a run, I guess 1 of 1,000, you know, it's still a Marlin. Marlin is what it is, but it looks to me like the wood might be, have been a little more carefully chosen. I don't know. Some Marlins, a lot of Marlins have nice wood. Some have very average wood. In this one, that's a nice grain. I like that. And if I were going to do a run of 1,000, just 1,000 of some particular model, I would try to get some of the best wood. You know, wouldn't have to be perfect, but you know, you don't want 1 of 1,000, want them to be like ugly, would you? Okay, like they could have contacted me. You know, we got laminate trees growing on the place, which we provided for my STP. All right. Oh yeah, Mr. Buffalo, you think I forgot you? Went under it, I think. Okay, that was sort of experimental. I was holding a little bit lower. I'm going to bring it up. Yeah, all right. How about you, Mr. Ram? Yeah, okay. Shoots right on where you're aiming. Even on a 2-liter right there. It jumps a little bit. Got to remember a little tip, no charge for this, but when you're shooting I don't know, a firearm that kicks a little more than some others, and some firearms are worse than others, but like I've done this a couple times shooting this thing because it kicks a little bit. Yeah, just being relaxed, putting your hand on the trigger, because I got big old long hands and fingers. Well, if my finger's kind of like that, it comes back and hits me on the knuckle, so got to make sure you don't have that finger there too much, you know, where you can, or you got it at your shoulder tightly, you know. Okay. All right. Well, we got another one. There was something there. Oh, I know what I was going to shoot. No, I'm going to save that for a hammer down. Let's see if it'll bowl with these rounds. Yeah. Pretty nice. Okay. Let's put a couple hammer downs in because I see a cinder block down there, and I think that's what Federal developed these for. Yeah, I read some of the research, and some of the input they were getting was that they could not find, shooters could not find a round that was adequate for taking down a cinder block. Yeah, you believe that? Let me back up a little bit. I don't want to get shrapnel. I'm too young to die. But that cinder block's not. How about that red plate over there? Well, you know what? There's a little cinder on that barrel over there, I think. All right, I got a little bit of hammer on it. Hammer down. Pretty neat. We won't keep you all day. I'll load it one more time maybe here. So I thought a lot of you that really enjoy lever guns would enjoy seeing this. I'll tell you, there's so many things about this to like. It's a Marlin. It's an old Marlin, JM model. It's got the octagonal barrel. It says Cowboy on the barrel. Can't be all bad. It's got a full length mag tube. What else is there to like about it? Oh, it's 4570, right? Yeah, so it's a lever gun. So many of you, and really, you know, I have learned quite well, y'all know this, I'm not just talking to old guys, am I? Yeah, many of you who are not that old just really like lever guns. I hear from you all the time. So if you're a young person and you still haven't added something like this to your collection, something that's not a black polymer rifle or pistol, come on now, be working on that. Yeah, don't go in debt, but be thinking about something with, oh, that's full, I guess. Historical value. Maybe I wasn't, oh, okay, that's good. Be thinking about something like this with character, historical value. I mean, this specific gun is not ancient or anything, although, gosh, 99? I'd have to get my calculator out, but that might be in the year 2023, something like 24 years, you think? I don't know. I'm from Kentucky. I'm not sure how many years that would be. All right, let's shoot something else. Oh, let's shoot the paper target before it falls off there. It's about blowed off. Let's put one in the bullseye area. Yeah. Oh, we haven't smoked any pot. Yeah, I had to do that. And we've got 1 2-liter. You know, I think I got 2 rounds left. I don't want to waste one. Yeah, I shot that green thing, didn't I? It just didn't do a lot. I don't know. I'm going to shoot through this and make sure. Let me get down here a little bit lower. All right. Yeah, it went through the green thing, and because it was empty. All right, we got 1 2-liter that needs to be addressed. We'll just finish up on that. Or would you rather I hit the gong? I think y'all would rather I put the last round on the gong. I think I know y'all by now. Yeah, that's a better way to end. Okay, so anyway, John done good, and you better not leave this lying around because I might just lock it up somewhere. Have my name engraved on it, just hang on to it, like I need another lever gun. So you know, I have a weakness for these octagonal barrel, these limited, Cowboy Limited editions of the Marlin. It doesn't have to be, you know, I'm not even sure how limited some of mine are. I've got they're Cowboy Limited II, I think, or just Cowboy Limited. I don't know everything I should know about these. Back when I was getting started with these and cowboy action shooting and everything, in the 1990s, and then after that, I just thought that the Cowboy Limited designation indicated it was octagonal barrel, you know, Cowboy version. You know, I've had several of those, but I didn't necessarily know how limited. It makes sense. It says limited on it. I guess that maybe some of them are runs of 1,000 or 5,000 or something. But anyway, they're nice, and if it's a JM model, it's especially nice. You know, Ruger Marlin will be making these, you know, again, and they make the 95 already, and on stainless, and I'll be making all these eventually. They're kind of pricey. Yeah, a JM model like this may run you $1,500, 20, 200, 2,000, 25. I don't know. They're expensive, and then even the new ones are high. You've seen them priced, right? Part of that is supply and demand, but I think a lever gun is just kind of expensive to make. It's hard to find a cheap lever gun. Inexpensive, isn't it? So anyway, pretty nice rifle. It's hard to hate the 4570. It's still going strong after all these years. I'll let you all do the math. 1873. That could be, what, 150 years maybe? Something like that. So nothing like a classic cartridge and a classic firearm. So glad y'all came by today to help me enjoy John's firearm. We'll do the torture test maybe later on. See, drag it behind the bush hog and see how it does. Life is good.
Oh yeah, that's better. This is a great gun for defense. Oh hey, didn't see you guys there. While I've got you here, I want to remind you of our friends over at Talon Grips and Ballistol. Talon Grips makes grips, can you believe it, for all different types of firearms. You can get rough texture or more of a rubberized texture. It just sticks right on there. You know, really affordable, really cool option to improve the grip for your handguns or rifles. So please check them out at talongungrips.com. You'll be glad you did. And also Ballistol. Dad has been using Ballistol for many years. It's a cleaner and a lubricant, and it's non-toxic. It works really great, and we're happy to have them on board since it's been a part of our shooting endeavor for a very long time. So go to ballistol.com, talongungrips.com. And also, while you're out there, I'm juggling all these things here. Also, while you're on the internet, please do check out our other social media like Hickok45 on Facebook. There's also Hickok45 on Twitter, The Real Hickok45 on Instagram. There's a John_Hickok45 on Instagram where I do some things. There's Hickok45.com. You can find us also on Gunstreamer. So check out all that stuff and then watch more videos.